company any company may accept deposit from its members. If company wants to accept deposits from its members, then company is required to pass a resolution. Then company is required to pass a resolution in general meeting. And company is required, if company wants to collect capital in the form of deposit from its members, so at that time company must pass a resolution in meeting, that is in general meeting. And as per the decision taken by company in the form of resolution, a prescribed changes may be done by company regarding rules, credit rating and deposit insurance. Okay, next, and one of the important concept of the topic, that is eligible company. What is meant by eligible company? What is meant by eligible company? Eligible company means a public company may accept deposits whose net worth of more than 100 crore or up to 100 crore. Eligible company means a public company who wants to accept deposits whose net worth is more than 100 crore or turnover up to 500 crore or more than that, which has obtained a prior consent or permission, or of the company in general meeting by passing a special resolution, And what is meant by net worth? Net worth means total of paid up capital. Net worth means total of paid up capital plus free reserve plus securities premium account after deducting accumulated losses, deferred expenses and miscellaneous expenses. And what is meant by turnover? Turnover means income from sales for a particular period. Income from sales for a particular period. So this is known as eligible company. Next important concept, that is deposit trustees. As we discussed in topic number 4, debenture trustees. Okay, so here deposit trustees. If any company, public company or eligible public company, collect deposits, that is secured deposits, so these companies must appoint these companies must appoint deposit trustees under section 2 of section 73 of Companies Act 2013. As we discuss, in topic number 3 and topic number 4, if company wants to issue share, if company wants to allot debenture, so at that time company issue one document known as a prospectus, offer letter or letter of offer. But in case of issuing deposits to public, so company issue one document known as advertisement or circular or advertisement. Circular or advertisement. Okay, and next concept, that is deposit insurance. Company come into contract with insurance company at least 30 days, at least 30 days, 30 दिवस before the issue of circular or advertisement, before the issue of circular or advertisement. Okay, so these are some important concepts. Okay, introduction. Accepting deposit from the public or from its own members which are not accepting deposits from public which are not their member or from their own members is one of the source of raising funds for a company. Accepting deposit is a borrowed source of raising finance, borrowed source of raising finance. It is less costlier and cheapest source of raising finance in the form of deposit. So because of deposit there is no dilution of control. Then what is meant by dilution of control? Because as we discuss, deposit is a borrowed source of capital. So deposit holder are creditors of the company. Deposit holder does not have any voting right in the company. So the company's control is remain with the existing equity shareholders. Company's control or management is remain with the existing equity shareholder. So there is no division of control in case of raising finance or raising capital in the form of deposit. Next, accepting deposit can be risky option. Accepting deposit can be risky option. Why? Because under certain circumstances, company due to some problems, is unable to repay the deposits. If unable to repay the deposits, then this option of raising finance, is risky because company is required to take a credit rating from credit rating agencies. So at that time okay, so at that time it is not an ideal condition for, or which directly affects inverse or negative effect on the goodwill of the company. That's why it is a risky option if company is unable to repay the deposit. Okay, so the next important part, that is definition of deposit. Definition of deposit. As per section 2 into bracket 31, as per section 2 into bracket 31 of Companies Act 2013, of Companies Act 2013, deposit includes any receipt of money by way of deposit. By way of deposit means deposit, any receipt of money by way of deposits. Means when money comes into the company, it is come in the form of deposit. It is come in the form of deposit or loan, or any, hello, or loan, or in any other form, or in any other form by a company. Means deposit in the form of deposit, or it is come in the company by a way of deposit, or in the form of loan, or any other form in the company. But the main important thing is but does not include such categories of amount, does not include such categories of amount which may be prescribed in consultation with the RBI. Certain times or many times RBI gives certain amount to companies in case of public sector companies. So at that time, this amount which the public sector companies taken from RBI is not treated as a deposit, is not treated as a deposit. Okay, because it is clearly mentioned in the definition which is given in the Companies Act 2013 section 2 into bracket 31. So I repeat once again, deposit includes any receipt of money by way of deposit. Means deposit when it comes into the company, it is come in the form of to deposit the money into company only, or in the form of loan, or any other form by company, any other form by a company, but does not include, but the word but is important here, but does not include such categories of amount which may be prescribed in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India. That is deposit. Many times Reserve Bank of India gives certain amount to public sector companies, and if public sector companies treated this amount is a deposit, then it is not a part of deposit. It is only a just amount which is given by RBI to that public sector companies. Next, the above expression or above definition has been further explained as per acceptance of deposit rule 2014, as per acceptance of deposit rule 2014, this rule provides that deposit means any receipt of money in the form of deposit or loan by company, but the following things which I am here going to tell you are not included in the concept of deposit. For example, first, any amount received from central government or state government is not treated as a deposit. Next, any amount received as a loan from banking company, any amount received from as a loan from banking company, loan from banking company. Next, any amount received from foreign government or international banks is not treated as a deposit. Next, any amount received by company from any other company, means one company receive amount from another company is not treated as a deposit. Next, any amount raised by issuing commercial paper. Commercial paper is also one of the money making instrument or source of raising finance. Next, any amount raised by issue of bonds. Any amount raised by issue of bonds. Next, any amount received in trust. And any amount received by a company, any amount received by company by way of amount of as a subscription to shares and debentures. शेअर आणि डिबेंचरची जी अमाऊंट आलेली आहे ती पण डिपॉझिट या कन्सेप्टमध्ये येणार नाही. सो व्हॉट इन्क्लूड्स डिपॉझिट? ऑल द थिंग्स, दॅट 8 थिंग्स आय टेल यू हिअर, except these 8 things, all other things included in the deposit. That is, deposit includes money in the way of deposit or a loan, but not from banking company, not from international banks, and any other form, any other amount with the company, but does not includes the amount which prescribed with the consultation of Reserve Bank of India. That is the definition which is given in topic number 2, page number 25 and 26. So, acceptance of deposit, all companies accepting deposit except a banking company, non-banking finance company, and housing finance company, and such other companies as the central government will specify have to comply with the provision of section 73 to 76 of Companies Act 2013, Companies Acceptance of Deposit Rule 2014, and directives issued by Reserve Bank of India regarding acceptance of deposit. All the things we discussed in these previous 8 points are included in the acceptance of deposit rule 2014. That is, banking company, non-banking finance company, foreign government, foreign international bank, housing finance company. The money received from all these sources are not treated as a deposit, except, the word except here is important because all other things except the following given 4 things and the 8 things which I mention here. Next, directives. What is meant by directives? Reserve Bank of India gives directions or directives, that is official instruction given by Reserve Bank of India, known as directives. What to do and what to not do. That is a directives. What to do and what not to do by that particular company or organization. Okay. Acceptance of deposit. There are 2 ways of acceptance of deposit: from members, from existing shareholders, and from public company, public company. From members, private company can collect deposit from members. Public company other than eligible company, public company other than eligible company, and eligible public company, and eligible public company, and from public only eligible public company and government company. Means if public company can collect deposit from from eligible public company, eligible public company and government company can collect deposit only from public by issuing advertisement, but private company, public company other than eligible company, and eligible public company can accept deposits from its members also. Okay, so what is meant by private company? Anybody? What is meant by private company? Private company means a company having restrictions for collecting finance or amount as a capital from general public, known as a private company. There is restrictions for transferability of shares, and third condition to know company as a private company, that is maximum number of members not exceeding 200, maximum number of members not exceeding 200. That is a private company. A private company can accept deposit from its members or directors or relatives of directors. Private company can accept deposit from its members, directors or relatives of directors. Next, public company other than eligible company. Public company other than eligible company. So what is meant by public company? Anybody? Public company means a company which is not a private company, means there is no restrictions for maximum number of members. That is the first condition to identify public company. There is no restrictions for raising capital. There is a second condition to identify public company. Next, the shares are freely transferable. Third condition. And fourth condition, that there is no limitation for invitation of public to subscribe the shares of the company known as a public company. Next, eligible public company. Here we identify what is meant by public company, but what is meant by eligible public company? Eligible. There are certain criteria given to be known that particular company is known as an eligible public company. These companies, that is eligible public companies, can accept deposits from their members and also from the public, from their members and also from the public. Eligible public company means a company having eligible public company means a company, as I already told you, net worth not less than 100 crore. Net worth not less than 100 crore means up to 100 crore it is required, or more than that is required, but not less than 100 crore net worth. And second condition to be company is known as an eligible company. Turnover of company is not less than 500 crore. Turnover of company is not less than 500 crore. which has obtained prior approval or pre-approval of its shareholders through special resolution for accepting public deposits. Then what is meant by net worth and what is meant by turnover? Net worth, that is total paid up capital, total paid up share capital, as we discussed in topic number 3rd, that is classification of shares, issued capital, authorized share capital, paid up share capital, all these things, plus free reserve, which is shown in the balance sheet, liability side. Securities premium account, after deducting accumulated losses, deferred expenses, expenses which made in future, and miscellaneous expenses not written off. And turnover, that is income from sales of particular period. Okay, so I think all of you understand what is meant by private company, what is meant by public company other than eligible company, and what is meant by public company, eligible public company. Okay, so the next point, that is terms and conditions for accepting deposits. First point, amount of deposit. First point, amount of deposit in case of private company. In case of private company, a private company can accept deposit from its members, directors and relatives. Listen carefully. Private company can accept deposit from its members, directors, relatives of directors, not more than 100%, not more than 100% of its aggregate of paid up share capital and free reserve. Not more than 100% of its aggregate paid up capital and free reserve. What is meant by paid up share capital? What is meant by paid up share capital? Paid up share capital paid up share capital is the amount of capital which is actually paid up by shareholder or the subscriber of shares to the company, known as a paid up share capital, or it is a part of called up share capital which is actually paid by the shareholder of the company. Okay, and next condition, however, certain class of private companies, there are certain different classes of private companies as specified by the Companies Act, as specified by the Companies Act, can accept deposit from its members, directors, relatives of directors more than 100% of its aggregate paid up capital and free reserve. Means in case of private company there are two conditions. First condition, accepting deposit from by private company from its members, directors and relatives of directors, which is not more than 100% of its aggregate paid up capital. Aggregate, that is total summation of paid up capital. Aggregate, that is summation of total paid up capital and free reserve. However, certain class of private companies which are specified by Companies Act, certain class of private companies which are specified by Companies Act, these companies can accept deposit more than 100%, more than 100% of its aggregate paid up capital, more than 100% of its aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve. Next, amount of deposit in case of public company other than eligible public company. These companies cannot accept fresh deposit from members. These companies cannot accept, listen carefully, word and word. These companies cannot accept fresh deposit from members if, the condition if is very important here, if the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit, amount of such deposit, if the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit exceeds 25% of aggregate of the paid up share capital and free reserve of the company. Means if these companies can accept deposit, if I say these companies can accept deposit if the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit is not exceeding 25% of aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve. Okay, meaning is same but the way of talking is different. Meaning is same but the way of talking is different. First way, that is as per our textbook, that is these companies cannot accept deposit or fresh deposit from members if the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit which they already accepted as a deposit exceeds 25% of the aggregate of the paid up share capital, of the aggregate of the paid up share capital and free reserve. But other way of talking, but the meaning is same. These companies, that is public companies, other than eligible company, public companies other than eligible company can accept a deposit if their previous deposit, they can accept fresh deposit if the amount of such deposit with their previous deposit not exceeds 25% of aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve. Can accept and cannot accept. Okay, next, eligible public company. Eligible public company. So eligible public company accept deposits from members also and from public also. So eligible public company means the company whose net worth is more than or up to 100 crores and whose turnover is up to 500 crore or more than that, known as a eligible public company. So these eligible public companies can accept deposit from members, okay, cannot accept fresh deposit if the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit exceeds 10% of aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve. One way of talking this statement, that is these eligible public company cannot accept deposit from its members if, that is cannot accept fresh deposit if the amount of such deposit, the amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit, listen carefully, amount of such deposit together with the previous deposit exceeds 10% of their paid up capital and free reserve. And other way of talking this statement, that is eligible public company can accept fresh deposit from its members if the amount of such deposit, that is fresh deposit, together with the previous deposit cannot exceeds 10% of paid up share capital and free reserve, cannot exceeds 10% of aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve. And eligible public company can accept, another point that is from public, eligible public company can accept fresh deposit from public, fresh deposit from public if the amount of such fresh deposit with the previous deposit cannot exceeds 25% of aggregate of paid up share capital and free reserve. Cannot exceeds 25% of paid up share capital and free reserve. And the way of explaining as per textbook, eligible public company when accepting public deposit from accepting deposits from public, so at that time they have one condition, that is these companies, that is eligible public companies, cannot accept fresh deposit if amount of such fresh deposit together with the amount of previous deposit exceeds 25% of aggregate of paid up share capital and free reserve. There are two ways of talking, either you explain this in positive way or negative way. Next, government company. Government company can accept deposit. Government company can accept deposit from public not exceeding 35% of their paid up share capital and free reserve. Means government company can accept deposit from public less than or lower than 35% of their paid up share capital and free reserve. 35% जास्त त्यांचा जो पेड अप शेअर कॅपिटल फ्री रिझर्व त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त ते रेज करू शकत नाहीत डिपॉझिट फ्रॉम पब्लिक in case of government company, but less than the 35%. Okay, so the next an important term and condition regarding acceptance of deposit, that is period or tenure of deposit. Period or tenure of deposit. Company, any company, may be a private company, may be a public company other than eligible company, and may be eligible public company or a government company, can accept deposit minimum for 6 months and maximum for 36 months. Minimum for 6 months and maximum for 36 months. Minimum for 6 months and maximum for 36 months. But under certain situations, under certain circumstances, a company may accept deposits repayable earlier than 6 months. If company accept deposit repayable earlier than 6 months to meet its short-term need or its need of working capital, which we studied in topic number 1st. Such deposit must be a tenure of minimum 3 months. Such deposits must be a minimum tenure. Tenure means period of deposit. Minimum 3 months. Minimum 3 months, and the amount of such deposit and the amount of such deposit cannot be more than 10% of aggregate of paid up share capital and free reserve of the company. Means the period of deposit, that is minimum for 6 months and maximum for 36 months. But under certain situations, company can accept deposits which are having a tenure of below 6 months. So in these situations, company can accept deposits for maximum not less than or must be for 3 months, must be for 3 months, and amount of such deposit, that is the deposits which company accept for 3 months, the amount of deposit which company accept for 3 months is not more than 10% of aggregate paid up share capital and free reserve of company. And another condition, under certain circumstances or certain situations, on the request of the depositor, company make premature repayment of deposits. Premature repayment means if the tenure or period of deposit is 6 months, but company, due to the request of that particular depositor, if make premature repayment, means deposits are mature after 6 months, but premature, that is before completion of 6 months. If any deposit is mature, then it is known as a premature repayment. Company may also renew, next point, company may also renew its deposit with the same terms of issue and it will be considered as a fresh deposit. Next point, no demand deposit. Company cannot accept or renew deposit payable on demand. Means once a company accepted amount as a deposit, it is with the company for minimum 6 months or for maximum 36 months. So there is no criteria for repayable on demand. It is not a demand deposit. Next, secured or unsecured deposit. A company can accept secured deposit means, already we studied what is meant by secured debentures. So the same conditions applied here. If company accepts secured debentures, at that time company must create charge on the assets of the company regarding securing the deposits. Okay, secured deposits or unsecured deposits which should be clearly mentioned in the circular or advertisement inviting deposits. First of all, please keep in your mind, when company accepts shares, company issue prospectus. When company accept debentures, company issue prospectus. But when company accept deposits, company issue circular or advertisement and not a prospectus. Question विचारला जाऊ शकतो. Okay, company can accept secured or unsecured deposits which should be clearly mentioned in circular or advertisement inviting deposits. If company offers secure deposits, then company has to create a charge on the tangible assets. I think all of you know what is meant by tangible asset. Within 30 days of acceptance of such deposits, that is, create a charge on the assets of the company which are tangible assets within 30 days of acceptance of such deposit. Within 30 days of acceptance of deposit. Next point or condition, application form. The companies may be a private company, public company, eligible public company, and not eligible public company, has to provide application form, which is filled up by that particular applicant and send it to the company. And this application form includes declaration by the applicant. Applicant means the person who make application, that the deposit he is making is not made out of any money borrowed by him from another person. That is one of the condition. Means the money you deposited in the company, there is one requirement. This money is your own money and you are not borrowed from any person. For making deposit in such companies. Next, joint names. Company can accept deposits with joint names, but these names, maximum 3 joint names, not more than that. Maximum 3 joint names, not more than that. Nomination. Every depositor who deposit their money in the company has a right to nominate any person or a legal heir or his successor to accept the amount of deposit with interest in the event of death, listen carefully, in the event of death of that depositor. Next, 8th point, circular or advertisement. If company invites deposits from its members, it issues circular. But if company invite deposits from public, company has to issue an advertisement. Okay. Circular in case of deposit accepted by company from members. Advertisement if company accept deposit from public. Next point, contents of circular or advertisement. So this advertisement consists or includes statement about the financial position of company, that is balance sheet of the company. Next, the portion of secured and unsecured deposit of fresh issue. If company is going to accept rupees 50 lakh as a deposit, so out of which if 20 lakh is secure deposit and 30 lakh is unsecured deposit. So the portion of that secured and unsecured deposit must be clearly mentioned in the circular or that advertisement. Credit rating, as we discussed in topic number 4, that is credit rating by CRISIL, CARE, Moody's. These are the credit rating agencies. So credit rating obtained from a credit rating agency. Credit rating obtained from a credit rating agency only for eligible public company. Only for eligible public company. Means this condition is required only for eligible public company. Then what is meant by eligible public company? There are two conditions. One condition net worth है, second condition turnover है. Next, details of the scheme, that is all the rules, regulations, terms, conditions, periods, rate of interest, all these things are clearly mentioned. All the facts regarding acceptance of deposits is mentioned in the advertisement or circular. In case if company accepts secure deposits, so at that time company create a charge on the assets of the company, and this charge on the assets of the company, the custodian of these assets on which charge is created by the company is deposit trustees. So in case of secure deposits, the name of deposit trustees must be mentioned in the circular or advertisement. Next, amount due towards deposits of any previous deposits accepted by the company. If company any amount due regarding acceptance of previous deposits, so this amount is mentioned in the circular or advertisement through which company is going to accept a fresh issue of deposit. Next, filing, that is submitting circular or advertisement with the registrar of companies. Company has to file a copy of circular. Company has to file a copy of circular or advertisement signed by all directors to the registrar of companies. That is filing a copy of circular or advertisement which is signed by all directors. Submit it to the ROC. Next, issue of circular or advertisement only after 30 days of filing a copy of circular or advertisement with ROC, the company can issue the circular or advertisement. So simple. That is, after 30 days of filing a copy of circular or advertisement with the ROC, company can issue that particular circular or advertisement to the public or to the members. And the copy of circular which is sent by the company to the members through registered post, speed post, or as an email. The fastest way of communication, as we studied in 11th standard, that is various ways of communication. Okay, that's the email, fastest way of electronic communication. For inviting the public, company has to publish the advertisement in one English newspaper and one vernacular newspaper. Then what is meant by vernacular newspaper? If company accept a deposit from public, so at that time the advertisement company must publish in English newspaper having throughout the nation circulation or distribution of that English newspaper throughout the nation. And one advertisement in the newspaper of vernacular language means regional language of that state. For example, if Maharashtra, if any company having a registered office in Maharashtra and this company is accepting deposit from public, and company also file the copy of advertisement with the ROC, and then company is going to issue that advertisement, then company publish this advertisement in one English newspaper, having throughout the nation circulation or distribution of that particular newspaper, and in one newspaper, that is local or regional language of Maharashtra, that is Marathi. So, okay, so one newspaper which distributed throughout the particular state, that is in case of Maharashtra the distribution is up to Maharashtra. So in particular regional language, okay, or the newspaper which are popular in Maharashtra, so in that particular newspaper this advertisement is published by the company, that is a vernacular language, vernacular newspaper having a wide circulation in the state whether the company's registered office is located. Next, validity of circular or advertisement. Validity of circular or advertisement. The circular or advertisement is valid for 6 months from the date of the financial year in which it was issued or the date on which the annual general meeting was held, whichever is earlier. The validity of circular or advertisement is 6 months. That is 6 months from the end of financial year or 6 months from the date of AGM, that is annual general meeting. Then what is meant by annual general meeting? शिकलोय 11वी मध्ये विचारतायत इथं. Annual general meeting means the meeting which is conducted once in a year, known as an annual general meeting. Whichever is earlier, in both two conditions, 6 months to AGM or 6 months after the end of financial year, whichever is earlier, this among the two conditions, whichever is earlier, the circular is valid, or from that 6 months circular is invalid.